If you'd like to sponsor Still Got Game, give us a call at 773-527-2961 or email us at podcast@tooltoplay.com. Hey now, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Still Got Game, episode 540. Still Got Game is the official podcast of tooltoplay.com. I am, as always, Derek D. Smooth Nolan.
I am Chris Selden, 007 Selden.
I'm Brian Shadow Emmerich.
And that was another good start to a show, 2 weeks in a row. We're setting a new streak.
Lawless, all pro.
We'll see how long we can ride this one out. But we are back with another episode, and sit back and enjoy the ride, because I'm sure that Selden's going to say something crazy at some point, and we're all going to have some good yucks. So,
maybe I will. You never know. Could be anybody.
You never know. You never know. Now I'm waiting for you to fuck up. All right. Well, why don't we just get right in the show? We'll start off with the mailbag, as always, with feedback and questions from last week's episode, just like always. Sometimes it's maybe not last week. Maybe it's a little longer, but this time it is last week. So, we'll start off with that. And remember, if you want to leave us a voicemail, it will cut you off after a minute. Psychotic Good comments. Great episode last week. I almost peed my pants from laughing so hard. I almost did too.
We were right there with you. I don't think I could breathe at one point. I thought I was going to die.
I was definitely crying. Yes. My eyes were watering from laughing so hard. So, yes. We were all there. Hopefully you weren't in your car and you were listening to it near a restroom and you could pause and go. But if you were in your car, sorry. Yeah. All right. Next up, Selden 007 fan comments. I created this alias to protect myself. I honestly think he's one of the best parts of the show, and you always give him a hard time. Even back when Yont Dog was on the show, he took the brunt of it. I, for one, think he's great.
Thank you, Selden 007 fan. Mom.
Yes, Mom. This really, the anonymity of this is slightly disturbing to me, because I like knowing who is actually commenting. Like, there was speculation, like was just said, that this was Hitman. There was speculation this was Selden himself.
I think it was Tiff, personally. I think Tiff is the one. Tiff didn't want you to get mad at her for saying it, so she had to put it in.
Selden is great. We love him.
Even if we take this at face value and we just assume it's not Hitman or you, that's a pretty positive comment for you.
I do. I like it. I'm a big fan of Selden 007 fan. It's reciprocated.
Or is it?
I love.
I have to get a picture and sign it, autograph it for him, and mail it out to this guy.
What if Selden 007 fan is a woman? You just never know.
Then I'm going to send her a picture of my headshot and a picture of my head. How about I just send her a headshot instead of a picture of my headshot?
Yes, yeah. It's like I put it on my desk and then I took an iPhone photo of my headshot and then I sent that off. Yes, very positive feedback for you, Selden. So
finally one. I'm on my way.
Well deserved.
Yeah. We only razz you because it's fun, not because you deserve it. So.
Sometimes I deserve it, but
probably yes, yeah, like when you're Selden at Linktree. Yes, yeah.
It's just fun.
Yeah, it's a good time. It's good for some laughs. All right, next up, Charisma Devil asks, where do you see the future of smart glasses going? I know D Smooth mentioned that he had the Meta Ray-Bans with AI, but do you think we'll eventually see HUDs, that's heads-up displays, in the glasses in the future, like cooler versions of Google Glass?
I personally don't think it's going to be a big thing.
Mm.
But I mean, I think it'll exist, but I don't think that people are really gonna take to it. I mean, it always sounded cool and futuristic when you thought about it years ago, but really, do you want to have something on your face everywhere walking around? I don't know. What do you guys
I
think?
wear glasses naturally because I can't see shit. So I wouldn't see a problem with it. But I see it. It's more of a fashion conscious thing because you've seen the other eyewear that's had more heads up stuff in it. It looks like you're wearing like a freaking night vision goggles, basically.
Well, yeah, either the Apple, whatever that thing's called, with the fake eyes, and then way prior to that, we had Google Glass, which had like the little weird thing hanging off the top of it, and it looked super weird. At least my Meta Ray-Bans look cool. They're Ray-Bans. You can get them shaded, or in your case, Selden, you could get prescription ones with clear lenses or sunglasses. They don't show me anything there's no like heads up display, but I can I can ask it, hey Meta, what am I looking at? And it can identify stuff and tell me information about it, but not with a heads up display. I'm not sure how distracting that would be, and people in cars, and it just seems like a lot could go wrong.
Yeah, I mean, you would see them in cars before you see them adopted across the board in glasses, I think. So, and I know that they have them in cars, but they're not widely adopted yet. So, I just think, yeah.
No, I'm just nervous about people wearing glasses with a heads-up display in a car.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Driving into shit, not realizing.
Yes, exactly. I don't know. I think the tech is good. I like my glasses, but I don't know if I would like it if I had to constantly be like refocusing my eyes to see like a little virtual screen, or maybe the tech's going to get where you don't even have to refocus your eyes, and it just looks like it's out here and it's in front of you. And
I would rather skip this generation and go right to neural implants. So I can just right there in the back of the head.
Yeah, Selden's ready.
He wants the giant mnemonic future.
Yes, yeah, yep.
Virtuosity.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm pretty happy with just this current system where you can just talk to it. But then again, you also look like a tool talking to your glasses. So
yeah, but you got people with earbuds and stuff like that talk to themselves all the time too. So
I guess that's true. Yeah,
it's not that bad. So
no, we've all grown used to that, of people just talking to themselves.
Yeah, I'm still not used to it. Like yesterday, I walked into the library and it's like this hallway. You walk in, it's this long hall to get to the other door. And I walked in, I opened the door, and there's this woman coming straight at me, looking at me, talking. And I could not see her earbuds. I thought she was talking to me, and she just kind of looked at me and just like walked straight by. Like, this is still weird. Like, I think you're talking to me, but you're not.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I hear you. We've all made that mistake before, and you look over at someone, you're like, oh, what's up? And they're like, I'm on the phone.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Phone. And you're like, fuck
you.
Oh,
I thought you loved me. Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, every time that I'm at work, I have my earbuds in pretty much all day. And so if someone comes up to my desk, they're like, oh, I'm sorry, you're on the phone. I'm like, no, just listen to podcasts or something like that.
That's a healthy work attitude. Yeah. I'm not paying attention at all to my work. I'm listening to podcasts.
I am a very good multitasker, as you might know.
No.
Maybe I'm playing Blotcher right now. I don't know. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not.
You could be.
I'm not, but
addict.
I could be.
Yes, yeah.
I know. We'll talk about that soon.
But your glasses don't have a camera in it, right? So
no, they have a camera. Yeah.
Oh, yours has a camera in it?
Yeah, so I can take either like still frame shots, or I can take live video and do it right to Facebook or to Instagram. And
so does it just link to your phone, or?
Yeah, so the phone is the middleman, that's your internet connection. And it can either just take stuff to the Meta app, and then you can decide what to publish later, or you could decide to ludicrously go live, which I don't think I would ever want to do because there's just too
Just
much
walking
that could go
around.
wrong. Yes, yeah.
Forget
And then
you have
everybody
it
has
on, you
whatever
go to
you
the
said on
bathroom.
recording. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. So I prefer the choose to take a picture or record something.
Yeah.
But
Let me make sure this is perfect first before it goes out.
but it is nice not having your phone in your hand and you're not like, oh, let me take a picture of this. Like you can just be like, oh, I'm wearing my sunglasses, I'm at the beach, or I'm in a foreign country and I'm walking around. It's like you just take it with your glasses and it's much more much less invasive and more it keeps you in the moment, if you will. So
What's
It's
the
almost just like
resolution?
wearing
on
a-
that? Are you getting like 4 GB picture? What are you getting? What's the resolution?
4
you get?
gig.
4 GB pictures.
Yes.
4K?
4K pictures. Thank
So
you. I was like,
so the video is 1080p 60 and the photos
Yeah.
are 4K. So
Yeah, that's
yeah,
enough
pretty
for
standard.
video on your
Yeah, yeah.
glasses.
Yes.
I mean it's like wearing a GoPro basically, but it's much smaller.
Yes, and way less weird than if you were like with a GoPro on your forehead.
Yeah.
But
Or like on your chest or something. Yeah.
yeah, no, that's
Exactly.
nothing weird about that. No.
No.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
All right, last up, but certainly not least,
But is this being
Altius,
recorded?
Altius asks, how do you feel the consolidation of studios has changed the game industry? Is it a good thing or a bad thing after all is said and done? I don't think we know yet. Do we?
I mean, yeah, the only thing really that's come out is like Microsoft is the biggest game studio in the world now. Yes, we know that. They surpassed the Chinese company
Nexon?
as the largest. Yeah, as the largest game publishing company. But has it really changed? But no, I don't think so. I mean, we're just in a weird phase right now where video games are trending downwards, and maybe Microsoft is saving the industry a little bit because all these small studios are being absorbed by them instead of being just shuttered. So who knows? It's hard to tell at this point.
Well, I mean, I think all three of us here mostly play on Xbox for consoles, but so it's weird to these companies, and is that good? I don't know. Like, is it good that they're all under the same umbrella and they could all be shuttered at any time by basically one head could just say, shutter this one, shutter this one. I don't know. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. I guess
No,
it's
that's
remains
a
to
good
be
point.
seen, but I know that I mean, but think of it this way. Yes, they bought all of these studios, but in the end, the studios, the most valuable asset of that were the people. I mean, other than that, you got the IPs, but I don't feel like people are super hung up on IPs as much anymore. I mean, there's just certain ones,
Like
the
Call of
big ones,
Duty
big
and
tentpole
yes,
ones.
yeah.
Call of Duty and somewhat Halo now, not as much anymore. Those stuff like that. But other than that, I mean, any company could put out a game that's huge out of nowhere at this point because of the distribution. It's all through the internet. If they can find somebody to put it out and it gets traction through the internet, just through any social media, you don't
Yeah.
really need the huge games and the huge studios. So, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
It
I don't
guess
know
we'll
either.
see.
But yeah, I don't
I
think
know.
we're.
I know that I know that your advice is to not get into making video games.
Yes,
So-
that's always my advice. Yes, yeah. If you know
Yeah.
how to code, don't go write video games. Go write real software. So yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know. I think we still have time to wait and see, Altius. We don't know the implications of this yet. I think it's still too early. So
Hoping for the best.
Yep.
But we know that we've had the massacres over the last couple of years of all the studios and people, and so I'm hoping that the blood's done being let from that and it can kind of level out.
things stabilize a little bit. Yes, yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
because it's not like people aren't playing video games; they are.
No.
But I think that they just maybe got really bloated in some areas, like the whole thing I was talking about last week, with like a restaurant that expanded way too quickly, and then they
Oh,
got to
yes, yep,
close
yep,
all
yep.
their places. I mean, it's kind of the same deal. Where it's like this: they got too big, and then they hired a bunch of people during the pandemic, and they realized that, oh wait, people are just going to all sit inside forever playing video games, and now we got to close all these places or cut back on these
Yep.
people, and yeah,
Yeah.
so or spending too much money on making games in the first place. You got to find a way to make games a little
Yeah,
cheaper, or maybe
make it
not
a
quite
little
as big.
leaner, like the old
Yeah,
days. Yeah.
yeah.
Like Ken and Roberta Williams, King's Quest, Space Quest, Leisure
There
Suit
you go.
Larry. That was two fucking people, and those games were
Yeah.
fantastic. They still hold up. So,
Well,
Well, Monkey Island does.
yeah, see. All right. Well, if any of you have great questions or feedback, like Psychotic Good, Selden 007 fan, Charisma Devil, and Altius, give us a call, 773-527-2961, or email us at podcast@toolplay.com. And if you need to figure out how to create a new Gmail account, Selden can probably tell you.
wow.
And on that, why don't we hop on over into what we're playing? Selden, what have you been playing this week?
Been playing a little bit of Diablo 4. Got back into that. Been actually more than a little. Been playing a lot of that. Realized how overpowered I am going back into areas that I should have cleared months and months ago. But having a blast with that. Xbox dropped a couple games recently. Shady Part of Me, which is it's an interesting concept type of game. It's you play basically as two characters, a little girl and her shadow, and you have different mechanics that you have to flip between the two characters to get through like platforming levels. It's it's very artistically done. It's very well written, the storyline so far that I've seen. So definitely highly recommend it. As I said, it's on Game Pass, so it's free to get. So try that one out. And then the Lonely Mountain series has released Snow Riders. I don't know if I talked about this last week, but
we did. Yeah,
it was originally a mountain bike game.
The
Now it's a
mountain bike
downhill
game. Now it's
skiing one. Having a blast with that. It's that arcadey fun type of trying to find the best line down the mountain without dying. So
Nice.
a lot of that fun with that. But that's pretty much it. How about you, Brian? What have you been playing?
I finished up Donut County on Xbox. 100% that. I love that game. It's just such a chill. Like you can just like sit back, and all your cares go away. Just drop everything into a hole.
Yeah.
It's fun. Finished that up. I'd already beaten it on Switch a long time ago. And then yesterday, I think it was yesterday, I decided to buy this little tiny game. Nothing. It was on sale, $12, and I thought, maybe I'll try it out. It's called Balatro. So, and then I spent the next like 15 hours playing it. So it's
That's how it works. Yes.
I was like, I don't really get it at first. Like, all right, well, I'm getting a couple levels here, but then I'm dying or losing, and I don't know. And then it just sort of clicked, and like, okay, I understand what's going on, and yeah. So then I know I've played 2,500 cards so far because I just got that achievement. So it's
It happens. I'm looking over at my Steam right now, and it says I put in 111.3 hours into Balatro. So yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's fun and it's cheap and it's definitely addictive. So yeah, if you have something that you can just throw on. I mean, it has a soundtrack sort of, but it's the same thing over and over again. So throw on a podcast, throw on some music. You can turn it all the way down if you wanted to. It does have some kind of tactile noises when the cards are moving around and stuff though.
Yes,
So.
yeah.
But yeah, it's good. It's good time. Recommend it for $12 on sale right now. So
Nice.
yeah. How about you, Derek?
Well, I too have put in my time on Balatro this week, quite a bit, because it's one of those things like you're like, well, I don't have anything, or I'm the podcast is coming up. I've already set everything up. I'll play a game of Balatro, and then I don't know how you've been playing, but every time I successfully complete a deck, I move on to the next deck that has a different meta to it. And then I try to play that one, and tonight I tried to play my latest deck. Is you'll start with a deck that has no face cards, and that's challenging unless you get the right jokers to play along with that. So I still have not beat that deck yet. But yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, I've only done it's been a day or two.
Yeah, yeah.
But
So you got the
I've done,
blue
like,
and the red deck, basically.
I've got
yes,
the
yeah.
blue and the red and the black and the yellow and but then
He's
I
probably
haven't
further than I am at this point. In the
but I haven't but I keep using the yellow because it gives me $10 extra to start with. But I haven't beaten one. I haven't gone through all 8. I haven't finished a run yet. So
Yeah, I
I've
haven't
gotten-
beat
I-
that kid either. So
I got like to the last level of 8 and then I lost like barely, and then I haven't gotten back to there. I get to like 6 or so usually, and then I die.
Yeah, no, I've gotten through all 8 levels on probably 5, 6, 7 decks at this point. So,
Nice.
and it's really rewarding when you do. But it's a lot of it is luck too. It's the combination of which jokers you're offered. It's a combination of just when you do your discards, what you get, and it's knowing which hand you want to put your planet cards into and try to
Yeah.
build up, and then using the spectral cards to get other bonuses, and which cards.
Those things I rarely. I mean, I don't think I'd really use them that much because they're
This
almost
may be
always
why you
bad
haven't
stuff.
finished a deck.
No,
See,
like
yes.
no,
They're
no.
critical.
I've unlocked almost all of them, but every time one comes up, it's like, well, you get one card, but then all these other cards go away, or
Yeah,
you change everything to the same suit, but you lose something else. And it's
yeah, I
like,
don't use any of those ones, but I use the one
Okay.
that's like the next planet card. You'll get 2 planet cards, one with your most frequently played hand or something
Yeah.
like that, and those are the ones that really help you out. So.
Yeah, those ones are good, but I don't get those very often. It seems like half the time well, right now I'm just trying to collect everything. So if one comes up
Yeah.
and I don't have it and it says it's not
Not
discovered yet, I
Yeah.
usually just grab it just to have it, on my
because you're a
on my account.
completionist. Yes, yeah.
well,
I
because then
finally,
it'll
I
come up
finally
later.
bought the last blank offer card so that I can start getting those offers
Ah,
from
nice.
that card.
Nice.
Offer. Yeah, so what's the blank one for? I've gotten that a couple times. It's just
Yeah,
nothing,
I
right?
don't know. I got it too, just
You
to
have
say
to-
I did. Yeah.
You have to buy like 10 of them before it unlocks another offer card.
Oh, see,
So
Oh, okay.
Selden
Didn't know
knows
that.
more. Yeah.
I will say
Uh,
the one thing that I can complain about that game is when you complete an ante, it sounds like you lost because that stupid sound that they
Yeah.
the little red card ante fades away and like
Yeah.
it gives you that like death tone jingle. I was like, you could have put a little more upbeat on that part.
At
Yeah.
first, I didn't read anything about it. So at first, I was like, why would people? So it gives you the option to skip. Like,
Yeah.
why would you not just skip then? Skip all the way through it. But then I
But
realized,
then
okay,
it
but then
becomes
you don't
prohibitive. You don't have the jokers.
you don't
to,
have all the
Yeah.
you don't have the jokers, you don't have the money,
Yep.
unless it's something that gives you money. But then you don't get to like buy anything. It just skips you the next one. So like, okay, well, unless I look at that
Yeah.
boss and I know that I can beat it now, I shouldn't do that.
Or if you get one of the ones that's like you get a free joker and it's negative, which means then you can get an extra joker slot. And so yeah, there's a lot of strategy to the game.
Yeah, I didn't
Uh,
like that one.
I get those ones all the time. So, but yeah, aside from Balatro, I put in a lot of Call of Duty time. Season 2 started. Right now I'm Prestige 8, almost 9. I think I'm level 49 or 50 out of the 55. And then there's a new event that starts on Wednesday. It's a Terminator event. So it's yeah. Lots of good times in Call of Duty. So
Call of Duty Terminator. So
Yeah.
realistic.
believe me, I have a lizard in a it looks like a stoner. He's wearing one of those like poncho kind of things that stoners wear to like fish shows and stuff. It's like woven and it's
Yeah, I had one of those.
A
yeah,
smock,
and-
like a Corona
Yeah, it's
one
like
that
a
I used to
smock.
have in the 80s.
yeah, and it's all like the Rasta colors, and he's smoking a big spleef. And then I have a gun that, like, if I want to, I can hold left to examine my gun, and I pick it up and I look at it, and then I rip a bong hit out of it. The game is super realistic. Just to say,
Wait, so you are a lizard?
Well, for that, sometimes I play that guy. Right now, I'm playing as a member of the Boston Breach, so I'm wearing the official Boston Call of Duty League team outfit.
I'm sorry, I was looking at my phone. Are we talking about Fortnite?
No. No, this is way cooler. So yes. Anyway,
Is it?
yeah, it is. Yes, yeah, it's fun. All right. So on that, normally we jump into new releases right now, but there's no major new releases this week. Next week we will have one. I'll give you a tidbit. It's Civ 7, but shh, no spoilers. So on that, why don't we just hop right into gaming news? First story. Forza Horizon 5 is the next game to speed onto PlayStation 5. Now this takes some cojones, because PlayStation has their own game. In case you haven't heard of it, it's called something called Gran Turismo, and Sony's pretty proud of that game. And Microsoft whips out their edict and flops it on the table and is like, "Hey, check out Forza Horizon 5, PlayStation people."
I mean, they obviously want it on there. They wouldn't have accepted it.
Well, that's true too.
And it's not Forza. It's Forza Horizon, which is not like something they have.
Yeah, it's not
It's very
the
goofy.
ultra realistic that directly
Mhm.
competes with Gran Turismo.
Right.
That is true. So, but it is weird as shit to see each and every one of these games when they show up on PlayStation and be like, "That's weird."
Yeah, someday when Halo comes out on it, it's going to be the weirdest.
That's going to be the weirdest. Yes, absolutely, and it's going to happen. They've already said. I think the one that they were talking about was MCC going first.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's no
Yeah.
reason MCC isn't going over there. I'm at this point. It's
Yeah.
like
I thought we talked about this a few weeks ago, or maybe it's one of those shows that Selden skipped.
Well, I mean, look at it this way. MCC goes there, you get a lot larger pool of people playing. So
Yeah.
if you want to play online, you'll actually have people to play with. So
Well, that's true. Plus, it builds up interest in Halo for when the next real Halo game drops. So, but yeah, it's cool and weird at the same time. And welcome our PlayStation brethren. I'm one of them too, but still. But welcome to the Forza world, and continue to enjoy the new stuff that Microsoft will sell you, and you will pay for, that we all get for free. Well, I guess technically we pay a little bit for it, but we get a lot for free. So yeah.
that makes me wonder. I mean, if people are going to be paying for Game Pass and not being able to play it on the PlayStation, is that going to actually push them to being able to allow the Xbox app on that? I don't think they will, but
I can't see that happening, because
yeah, I
how
can see
would
that happening.
how would Sony monetize that? That would be like, what
No.
cut would they have to take to make it worthwhile to them? Because
Yeah, no, never mind. That doesn't make sense because they're going to be buying it on PlayStation, not playing it on Xbox, on PlayStation.
yes, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, that maybe instead of that, you just get Game Pass and you play it on your tablet or something.
Or on your
Xbox,
everything's an Xbox.
Pretty
Yeah.
good, yeah.
yeah. Anything with a
Xbox works pretty
browser, you
well.
can now stream your own
Yeah.
game. So
I wonder if
Yeah.
I wonder if the Sony browser can do.
I think
xCloud.
somebody did do that. I think
Okay.
somebody hacked it. Not hacked it, but like there might be something blocking it. I forget what, but I feel like people have done that.
Yeah.
I'll have to look it up.
Yeah, because you'd also need your controller to still work.
Yeah.
And not be controlling the browser, but controlling what's in the browser. So who knows?
yeah.
But yeah, someone probably has figured out a way. Button remapping, who knows? But all right. Next story.
All right, retailer Newegg sold out of NVIDIA GeForce RTX 50 series GPUs within minutes. Overwhelming demand, says the VP of Product Management. Not a big surprise. Anytime a new card comes out, based on the amount of supply that comes out with it, I'm like, not a story in my opinion. But hey, good job.
Well, it's
People are still dropping cash on
there-
graphics cards for computers.
There's still like a huge range of prices in these 50 series. Like you can start at 500, and then the 5090 is like $2,000. So, uh,
Yeah.
and at least no one is mining with these anymore. Mining has become cost prohibitive, and uh, now maybe people are running their own local large language models, and not going to the cloud and paying someone for their own chat GPT esque thing. But it's still a lot of money for a graphics card.
Yeah.
Yeah. My big question with it is how many resellers got in and bought all these up?
Oh, all the
Because
bots.
yeah, I mean, because I know that Nintendo announced a couple weeks ago that they're building some kind of tool to prevent the Switch 2 from being bought up by the resellers. But
Well, if you
well,
I
remember,
like
think that
Sony,
tool.
this is
yeah,
what
I think
Sony
that
Sony did
tool.
with
combated
the
it by
PS5 when you had to
yeah,
get your invitations and go within a certain time frame. I know Brian's very familiar with this. He's turned around 20 of these things. But
Yeah. I think that tool for Nintendo is they're gonna make enough for people. They're just like they've been cranking them out that you won't have to worry about it. I think that was their thing, but yeah, I mean back when
yeah, but they kind of
what
said
was it
that on the
for?
regular Switch too, that everybody would be able, and that thing was hot.
Nah, they weren't ready for that. They weren't ready for how they know how much it's gonna sell this time around. So, but yeah, what's the one that came out in 2020? Was it the 4090 or was it the
uh,
3090?
uh,
I think it was the
that
4090.
yeah, I think that was the 30 because that's one I have. I have a
The 3090.
3090. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean back then, like I flipped a couple of those because I was trying to get money for something else, and yeah, I mean people were paying like double at that point. I don't know what they're doing. I mean, if you go on eBay, which I'm doing this second, it seems like when they sell for 2,000 and people are putting up for 2,200. I don't know.
Yeah,
That's
there's
such
a
an
line in the article
incremental.
itself that
Yeah.
says that they instantly saw prices on other sites, bidding sites that have exceeded $6,000 for the RTX 5090.
I mean, maybe I'm just not pulling up the right listings, but it just seems like it's not as crazy as it was back in 2020. Probably because
No.
people have all those cards on the 4090s and everything, and they're not really needing to upgrade quite yet. But the people who had the 2000 series might be ready now. So,
Yeah, no,
yeah.
it hasn't been like the need to upgrade every year. Like I went from the 10 series to the 30 series. Maybe I'll go to the 50 series once this like ludicrous chaos is done, uh but even then, I don't know. Um
Jeez. Okay, so yeah, no, I was wrong. I am on eBay and I'm looking, and this says though it's putting it up for 21.99, and if you scroll down to, and it's a person who has one sale. If you scroll down, it's like read carefully before purchasing. You are purchasing an image, not a physical graphics card. No refund, no refunds will be accepted. Make sure you read it
wow,
carefully before purchasing. Yeah. And this sale
scams.
was created by an automated bot. Or no,
Ah.
created to combat automated bots. This picture we printed and sent to your address. I remember people doing this 5 years ago.
Or selling the box to an Xbox. Yeah, that was 10 years ago when
Yeah, so
people
you
were
might be right.
selling.
They might be going for 6,000 now.
That's insane. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. Maybe I should have just bought them. I was on there when they went on sale, and I was like, I'm not gonna do that this time because I don't think they're that much in demand this time. But man, apparently they are.
Well, you
It's
fucked up.
crazy.
You
I
fucked
did.
up. Yeah.
I did. I gotta follow Wario again.
Yeah,
Get
that guy had all the
notified when
hot
all the shit
drops
goes
whenever they were
on.
coming
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could donate the proceeds to a children's hospital or something.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
Anyway,
Next story.
oh, um, Video Game History Foundation launches a digital archive, uh, which looks really really cool. So
Hmm.
they've been collecting magazines and books and things like that for a long time. Says it's in early access. You can go to it now. It's at where is it? Sorry, I don't have the address saved in my memory right now. But if you search for Video Game Archive,
Go to your
Video
local
Game
strip
History
mall, go to
Foundation.
GameStop. Oh,
Anyway, it's features over 30,000 curated files with more than 1,500 searchable assets. So they're trying to back up and scan every magazine, video game magazine, book, things like that, things that are public for sharing. And they were saying, well, if they have more than one copy of a magazine, they'll unbind the one and scan it in flat, perfectly flat, and get that all through. And so you can go and on there right now, and it's really cool.
Yeah.
Guidebooks and CDs, promo CDs, promo DVDs, things like that. Images of those. They've been working on it since 2017, and it's really cool. I was there just kind of searching through. They have, GamePro, video game, EGM, things like
Yeah.
that. All those are there. Nintendo Power, I think, is there as well. I know that's on archive.org as well, but that's like a
Is
side
is
thing that other
OXM
people
there?
did. I don't know, but probably everything that you could think of, I think is mostly on there.
we
Anything
should
that
probably go through that and see the article where Derek probably submitted his picture of him celebrating some milestone achievement in video games when he was a little tiny youth, holding up some kind of local trophy. Like, I
Nah.
won.
No, that was me with my Pitfall Harry patch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's got to be out there somewhere. We can find it.
Yep. Or when I flipped asteroids or any of those things. So yes, yeah.
Yeah. Well, if
Or
you
you
want to check
can
it
do
out,
all
it's
the
at
tool to play articles that were in OGM if that's on there. So
there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, gamehistory.org is the place to go if you want to check it out. You can find if you kind of drill down a little bit, there's another page within it that is just the database where you can type in anything you're looking for, and it pulls it all up. You can search just by magazines. You can search by specific items. I think most of it's OCR'd. So yeah,
No
check it out.
ROMs though, right? No ROMs.
Really cool. No ROMs, but they do have like old floppy disks. That stuff transferred over. They have images of like the CDs that came with the video game magazine, things like that, where the
Mhm.
demos and all that stuff. So yeah,
The
really,
good
really
old
cool.
days. Yes. Yeah.
I'm glad they're doing that just to keep it up for preservation, and you can look at the old issues. There's a lot of them that I used to keep in a drawer in my bedroom for a long time. And I didn't have a subscriptions to most of them. I had Nintendo Power down the road. I ended up getting a subscription to that, but otherwise it was like, well, I'm at the bookstore or I'm at the
Or at the airport.
drugstore
Yeah.
and the airport, and I want to get a magazine. Ask my parents to get me a magazine. So then I had that particular issue for like a year. I'd have like one or two, and I'd just kind of read them over and over again.
Nice.
But yeah, it's good to see those on there.
Yeah.
All right.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right. Next story. EA re-releases The Sims 1 and Sims 2 on PC as DLC stuffed legacy editions. Now, this is pretty genius for games that are ancient, and no one is really spending money on these things. And now they've taken Sims 1 and Sims 2, and they've taken all the DLC for them and packed them together, and they're selling them again. And I was reading, I forget, it was on GameSpot or one of these places today, and someone's like, I went back and played Sims 1, and it's a hard fucking game. Like, it's hard to keep your sim alive. Now they've kind of pussified those games, but back in the day, they were tough, and you had to think about your resources and when to eat and when to do this, and but yeah, good on EA. I think this is great. It's bringing Sims to a generation of people that never experienced those originals, and throwing in all the DLC with it kind of makes it maybe worthwhile for a fresh buy. But yeah, I'm all for this. It's like when they brought back Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2. I bought that fucking day one. There's just some things that are vintage that you want to have in the latest and greatest format, and I think that's a wise idea on their part. And if this works well, they can just keep rolling through all the Sims games and keep re-releasing them with all the DLC, and people that never played them will be like, oh yeah, this is new to me. So
you think that was it Sims 2 that Hot Coffee came out in?
Oh
The cheat code
No,
that took off the little
No,
blocky stuff.
No, that was
no, that
GTA.
was GTA. Yeah,
It was
Oh,
GTA,
okay.
yeah. 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 Now the hot coffee mod for GTA 4. Yes. Yeah.
I don't think you need mods for stuff like that in Sims. You could probably just have them do it. I don't know.
Yeah. Back in those days, you could have your Sims do anything. You could build a room and put your Sim in it, and then wall off the room and get rid of the
They go
doors and
crazy.
windows and just let them go nuts. Yeah, it was a pretty psychotic game. What they let you do.
It's a little
So,
sadistic.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I never played those, but and I probably won't play this either. But I do remember, Sims 1, it was a sim.
Mhm.
Like it was like, here's a life sim.
Yeah.
And then I think, yeah, as it got to be more popular, people were like, yeah, but I want to do this and that, and I don't want to sit there the whole entire day and watch them and have to constantly be babysitting them. So they did a lot of other stuff and made
Yeah.
it more friendly and quality of life. And so then you play the newer ones, I'm sure, and you go try to go back, and it's the same as anything else. If you play say you play Witcher 3 or something like that, and you go, okay, well, this is cool, and then you try to go back and play Witcher 1, and you're like, I can't play this. It's
Yep.
it's the controls are wonky. I don't have this and that and this, and I keep dying, and
Yep.
it's the same as anything else. So
Even the same thing with SimCity. If you could think about SimCity back in the day, and it's like, oh, everyone in my town is dying because they're starving to death because I didn't build enough farms and this or that. Like those games were fucking Sims. It's in the
Yeah.
name. It's
Yeah.
literally in the name.
Yeah.
But yeah, those were tough games. So
Yeah.
yeah. Next story.
Sure. Summer Game Fest returns to the YouTube Theater on June 6th. Our buddy Jeff Keighley and crew promise world premieres, special guests, and a look at what's next. We're gonna get back to a live show of the Summer Game Fest where we're gonna have a 2-hour block set off live in Los Angeles, Las Vegas, wherever it is.
lost something.
Yeah.
But are you gonna go, Derek? You gonna be there? You gonna be a member?
I am not going to go support Jeff Keighley. No, I can't. He's
Well,
like,
Summer. I do love Summer Games Fest. I mean, I think we get some good titles and we get some good shows of what's coming out.
I agree. Yeah.
Love any kind of stealth drop if there's going to happen, or recently to be released in the near future type thing. So I do love the Summer Game Fest. I will be tuning into that. So looking forward to that.
Nice.
Can I
Yeah,
just
I'm gonna
say-
watch it too. So
Can I just say it really bugs me the last 20 years that no theater can be named elegantly anymore. It's always like a sponsored name. YouTube Theater in LA. Really?
yeah,
Really?
the Crypto.com arena.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. No one. Nothing. Fenway Park still has a name.
Wrigley Field.
Yeah, well, that's true. That
But
is
Wrigley
true.
Field
Wrigley
is gum, but Fenway
It is.
Park.
You're right.
That's old school. It's still
Yeah.
not named after a sponsor. So
It's like Wrigley Field would name so long ago that you don't even think about it being a sponsor.
well, because
but
no
it
one
is.
chews Wrigley's gum anymore. Like, to be honest,
Yeah.
that's not where people are going. They're going to Ice Cubes. Could be the Ice
Yeah,
Cubes field.
that's what we have. We have those two. They're just so easy. You just pop a couple.
I
of
know
them.
you two in there. Boom, you're good to go.
Two. Are you? You're a two. Okay,
I'm
usually
a two. I'm a two
Okay,
every
yeah.
time. Yeah.
Me too. Because it goes away too quickly. I need
Yes.
two.
Yeah. See, we've learned something about each other here. So, what's your gum of choice?
I really don't do gum. Not a big
Are you one of
gum
those?
chewer.
I only do it when I'm in the car. I keep
That's
it in the car. and
I keep them in the car all the time, and
Yeah.
when one
If
gets
I'm like,
low,
oh, I need some.
I stock
Yeah.
up on a second one
Yep.
so that I
Yep.
have a backup. And yes,
Yep.
and the kids when anyone's like, "Oh, Dad, you got gum? You got gum?" Yeah, of course I got fucking
There you go.
gum. Yes,
If I had my
Ice
choice,
I mean, I'm
I,
usually-
I'd go to sunflower seeds before I go to gum.
Oh, but
Oh,
it's
that-
for
then
fresh
you have
breath.
To, then you
though.
have to spit out the husks and.
Have you seen the flavors of sunflower seeds these days? It's delicious. They're
No,
wonderful.
I have not.
They have,
but
they
they
have
have-
mint.
They
Sunflower
have
seeds.
all kinds of flavors of the different types of
this
sunflower
seems
seeds.
so Boy Scout of you to be
It
into
is.
sunflower seeds.
That's baseball. Though.
trail mix and
Oh.
sunflower seeds, baby. That's all I'm putting in my mouth when I'm out on the trail.
Oh.
Not gum.
No.
No.
But no, I'm thinking of like I sit down in my car, I'm driving, and I go, my breath is kind of bad or something. Cool gum. Grab some
Yeah.
gum.
Yeah.
That's
I
pretty
love
much
gum.
it. Anyways, how do we get there?
The
Quickly,
Summer's Game
Ray.
Fest sponsor. Hey, look, more than 40
YouTube
games to the gaming
theater.
industry. The top publishers will be there.
Jeez.
So yeah, keep an eye out. June 6th through the 9th
Yeah.
is when the event's going on.
They really start pimping these things early now. Like that is so many months away. It is February 3rd. That's 4 months and 3 days. Yeah.
Maybe they'll expand it into a whole expo and it could be like an E3 revised.
You never know. You never know. All right, next story.
PlayStation Plus to solely focus on PS5 games. PS4 games will only occasionally be offered on service starting January 2026. So we got about 11 months and then no more PS4 games on there, only occasionally, which
It's like a
I
cop
mean,
out, right?
it's probably like their own internal games. They might put a PS4 game on there just because there's a version, but otherwise, I wouldn't imagine they're going to license any out for it. So, but you know, Xbox did the same thing. They took off. Well, they changed gold, so you didn't get the
You didn't
games
get the
anymore.
360 and the
Didn't get the 360
Xbox One versions. Yeah,
because they didn't. I mean, for the 360, you own them. And I think with the PS Plus, you also I think own the PlayStation 4 games. So they probably just didn't want to have to license that. Now they can just take it away anytime they want. So, yeah, great. So
yeah,
it's just going down this road of everything being Netflixed. But
yeah.
we do like Game Pass, but also it'd be nice to actually pay for something that you could keep.
But you
You're not
can on
going
Game
to.
Pass. You can like every game that's free on Game Pass, you can get a discount on and own it forever.
If you pay for it, though.
Yes, if
Extra.
you pay for it, yeah, extra.
Yes.
Yes.
But that's only until the license goes away. Then you don't own it anymore.
Well, yes, then that's the whole issue with digital rights. Yes. Yeah.
If your disc scratches and you don't own that game anymore either.
Well, that's true too. Yes. Yeah.
You're just paying for the disc license to play the game. It's all semantics.
Yeah, or if the disc starts getting the ghosting or the layers coming apart, I guarantee you, if you go get some of your old Xbox 360 games, they won't run.
Yeah, some of them won't. I mean, this is why I don't collect any disc games. I collect cartridges, and that's it. Because cartridges you can fix and you can replace capacitors. There aren't really capacitors in cartridges, so that actually really helps because nothing explodes. Batteries, you can replace batteries, and that's about all you need to do. Cartridges usually work fine forever, for the most part.
As long as you blow on them. Yeah.
No, do not do that.
Add moisture and air, and yes. No, what could go wrong?
Do not do that. Yes. Do not do that. But yeah, so as for the game catalog service, PS4 titles remain available until they leave the catalog as part of its monthly refresh of games. It's not going to affect the things you've already redeemed. You will continue to have access as long as you remain a PS Plus subscriber.
Yeah, that's their trick is don't ever leave and you keep all your shit. So
yeah, I mean the Xbox did the same thing though.
No, it's true.
Yeah. But let's not get away from the fact that PlayStation hates you. So let's go.
Wow. All right. Last story, shit story. Season 5 of Multiversus will be its last. Now, I didn't play any of Multiversus, but it's one of these games where it's, a brawler, and some people loved it and some people hated it. But these games, as a service kind of thing, like, this is what happens. Interest fades, and then they just pull the rug out from people that were balls deep in it, and it just goes away. So...
Yeah, there was a quick rumbling this week about this because the people that bought the limited edition special version $150 packet are like, but fuck, I bought this because I wanted to play this forever.
Yeah. Everybody assumes it's going to be another Super Smash Brothers or whatever that'll just go on and on and on infinitum. And these brawler games are a dime a dozen at this point. And this is just endemic of creating this type of game and hoping that you get the right audience that clicks. And if it's not the full audience of these brawlers, then eventually they cut bait and run, and that's what's happening here. And I feel bad because I know a whole bunch of people that play this game and they really enjoy it. It's not my kind of game. I'm also not like a fighting game guy. I'll play like Mortal Kombat or the one with all the DC superheroes just for fun. But like, there's guys that are hardcore into this shit. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think I'd put much money into anything that is not just a single player experience game that I know once I have it, I have it. It's not an online game necessarily. It's not a
They're
you know
not going to pull
always
the servers from you,
not a
or
server based
yeah,
one.
yeah,
I wouldn't spend a whole lot of money on anything that they don't want to. They're not giving you anything to keep. Don't pay them a bunch of money for something that's just going to be a coaster. And even if it's just, I mean, you could if you like say you want to get a big collector's edition from limited run or something like that. Okay, that'll have a bunch of other things, trinkets, other stuff that's collectors that
yeah.
if you really love the game. I did that with Alan Wake 2, but of course that is not an online game. That is
No,
I
that's
have the
true.
game. It's going to be there forever. It's the game. But yeah, online stuff like that, just you got to treat it as disposable, unfortunately. And I mean, back in the day when we had Halo 3 or Halo 2 even, they just kept shooting out updates over and over again, and just more and more people playing, and even way after. I think you could still maybe play the originals. I can't remember if those servers are still up,
I,
but
I
I
thought
mean, a
those
long
ended
time.
well, yeah, they
Those might
eventually
have.
got rid of the Halo.net stats, but I think they
Yeah,
were still up and
that was
running. But
sad.
yeah, that was I
But you
screenshotted
might,
those.
you might, I can't remember. You might be able to load the original Xbox 360 games, but maybe not. But even so, I mean, MCC is still around. Those games are still around, they're just in a different form, but they're still
Yeah,
there. Stuff like that doesn't really exist anymore. Nothing that's come out in the last 15 years, really, you could say, is going to last. It's going to be around forever like
no,
that. Not forever, but you know what I mean.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
for that long. Because they just don't support it anymore. It's not worth it for them
no,
monetarily, so they just don't do it. They're there to make money, and they don't have people that care like Bungie, old Bungie used to care.
no,
No one is around like that anymore. I mean, there are
no,
companies that care, but not huge companies like Call of Duty. They want to sell you the one for this year, and the last year one can eat shit. They don't care about the last year one. They
no.
care about
Yeah,
this one.
yeah.
So
Even Call of Duty got rid of what Call of Duty had that was great was they had their app.
DMZ. Oh,
No, they had their app where you could go on, you could change all your loadouts and work on shit and look at your stats and do all this stuff. And they carried that through like 3 or 4 games across different studios, and they just gave up on that. But that was a fun thing to do. Like, you're sitting in a meeting at work and it's not your meeting, and you're just there to be a person, and you're just like, yeah, I'm gonna change my loadouts for tonight. And uh, but yeah, that's gone by the way of the wayside too. So
like
just
even
a
Halo back then in the day, you could like relive the matches. They had the heat maps and you could
yeah, you
replay
could
and
see
capture
where every
screenshots, like
yes,
everybody was
exactly.
at. I was like,
Yeah,
fucking Halo had so much fucking shit outside the
so
game.
much ahead of its time. So
I
much
don't
ahead of its
even want to
time.
know the size of the data that they mined, like how many petabytes of data that was,
Yeah.
because literally within every game you could go and look at all your night, like you get to work and you're like, oh, let me look at last night's games, and you could go see where anyone was at any point in the game. You could see the heat maps, like Selden said. You could see what weapons you used, what was your most effective. Like, there was so much data being saved off, which is why that it was like a crime when they shut that down. But
I just don't know why that they. I guess they think people don't care about that anymore. Just all disposable. But and that's back when MLG was around, and
yeah,
so they were
yeah,
really tracking that stuff. Probably a lot for them
it's
or
true
from their
too. Yeah,
fans.
yeah.
So just trying to get better, and yeah, it was a good time. But and I mean they had the recordings. They had the what is it, theater? No, what was it called? Where you could record the games. way before anything else did.
Oh, yeah,
before
yeah,
yeah.
before Xbox had to record that and all that, they had just
Yep.
you could just record the stuff within and replay it back and go around your guy and figure out what
Oh,
you were
yeah,
doing.
yeah.
Take screenshots of.
Yeah.
It was just it was
Theater
great.
mode. Yes. Yeah.
Theater,
Yeah.
theater.
Yep.
Yeah, that was the first thing that did that, I think,
I think so. Yeah.
console wise. Yeah.
Yeah.
But things have to die for new things to come around too. So like multiverse is dying, it's going away, but maybe there's something on the horizon that'll replace it. That'll be good. So
Yeah, that'll bring Selden Shady Part of Me 2 or something. Some other game will be born out of its death. So, yes. All right. Well, if any of you have stories you want us to talk about next week, give us a call, 773-527-2961, or email us at podcast@tooltoplay.com. You can also comment on this episode's thread in the Tool to Play homepage. And sponsors. I'm tired of saying this. If we had them, we'd pimp them, but we don't, so we won't. Someone just sponsor us. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, we're no longer looking for our Netflixes or our Beer of the Month club. We'll just take Joe's Garage in some podunk city in Oregon, and you can give us $20 and we'll do a little ad for you. And it's like we don't even have standards right now. Like, anything is better than nothing. So yeah, just shoot us a message and we'll negotiate, and you'll probably make out like a bandit.
what's that app that we could go on and do little spots for them? Like the celebrities do it. They can, they can send us
what is that called? Now you got me fucking. Yeah.
if you want us to do one of those channels,
Cameo.
we'll set up
Cameo.
Cameo,
Yes.
yeah. If you want us
Yes.
to set up Cameo accounts just so you can buy cameos from us, we'll do it.
Yeah, we'll do cameos. I'll do those. Yeah, whatever. I got no standards. So, all right. Twitter us up. You can find everything Tool Player at twitter.com/Tool-to-Play. Everything podcast related at twitter.com/still_got_game. Facebook the fuck out of us. Facebook.com/Tool-to-Play. We also have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/Tool-to-Play. That is where all of our DVR library of content exists. It is an on-demand mecca for Tool to Play content, whether it's this show, of course, Hits Quick Hits, Thick and Thin with LB and Duty. Selden had a show there for a while. Tiff's Immature Interviews, they're all on there. So you can go there and just dive deep into the archive, and if you're watching the Selden show, you'll dive deep. But definitely go check out that content and subscribe to us there. Please rate and review the podcast in iTunes, 5 stars. Write a little something nice if you got a few extra seconds. Same thing on Selden's fucking Androidiot store. They probably have an Androidiot podcast app, and they probably do the 5 little androids, and I'll write a little something nice. We know that Amazon has podcasts, and that somehow we were featured there for a while, so do some Bezos's. Like, all of these things, we could use your votes, so please go there and support the show. We have a Twitch channel. That's twitch.tv/still_got_game. One of the many places we broadcast live each and every Monday night in the end of January and the beginning of February.
Disclaimer: may not be every Monday night.
We also have a Discord. That's discord.me/still-got-game. That's discord.me/still-got-game. You can go chat with all of the hosts of the show. Selden, why don't you tell them a little bit about the Discord?
The Discord is a great place to go. Shoot us messages, shoot us questions. If you're looking for help on any games, I'm sure Shadow can help you out with that. If you're looking for anything related to podcasting, Derek could probably help you out with that. If you just want to chat, I could be there for you too.
You want to know about camping? Selden's there.
Yeah.
Oh, yes,
Camping or disc golf or many of my other talents that I have.
We need an entire camping channel on our Discord so that Selden can sit there by himself. The overlap, like the Venn diagram of video games and camping, is supposed to be this. They don't ever touch.
Hey, that's what a Switch is for. But you need electricity. So.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. But Selden brings like a little solar panel, puts it up,
There you go.
but then he's in the woods and he doesn't get the direct sunlight, and then his Switch dies, and yeah.
There are no electronics on the campouts. Time to
Ooh.
decompress and deconnect. So
That
Yes.
doesn't sound fun. All right. Selden, what do you want to pimp this week?
I would love to pimp my Linktree account at Linktree/Selden007.
Did you have a teleprompter up for that?
I just wanted to make sure I popped it out right this time. So.
Yeah, that's
Other than that,
actually
no, I
you can
don't
actually
have
go to that link and it will bring you to Selden's stuff. Yeah, that's
Yeah, so like you can find all my links to all my socials there and anything that's going on. You know, my Instagram, my YouTube, my Facebook, whatever it is out there. So yeah, check it out. How about you, Shadow?
Yeah, you can find me at brian.com/linktree. No.
you
No,
just
you can
couldn't
find me
leave well enough alone.
I couldn't, yeah. Linked linktree.com/Brian BrianSemerick, Brian S. Emerick. I know I have my little bug there below my name, Shadow, at Brian Likes Games and on X, but I'm actually not really there anymore. So I'm more on Blue Sky. So if you can find me there, I'm Brian S. Emerick at dot local Blue Sky or whatever it is, .psky.local. That's where I'm mostly these days. If you want to talk to me there, I'm trying to get more followers and more and follow more people. So, but also, as for things going on right now, I'm still, try to help out where you can. Charities for California, charities for people who are being displaced for other reasons, and all sorts of people having issues right now. So help out where you can. It's just it's rough out there. So be a buddy, as my son's
That's nice.
school says. Be a buddy.
Nice. Be a buddy.
How about you, Derek?
Oh, thanks for asking.
Just
well,
a pregnant
Making
pause
us
there.
heavy lift
Yes,
today.
yes, yeah. So all of my shit is, as always, at Linktree/Derek Nolan. That's linktr.ee/Derek Nolan. I have been swapping around some of the links to California-related wildfire charities on there. I think that I took off the last one yesterday because I was going to put that one on that was from the Grammy Awards, which is the latest over-encompassing over all these fires and also covering Northern California. So I will update that tonight. But yeah, those people are still hurting. I have friends that have lost homes. I have folks that have been close to losing homes. Like obviously my buddy Kevin Smith lives right next to Runyon Canyon. And Runyon Canyon during these fires was on fire, unheard of. And he got evacuated and came back, and his stuff was okay. But then, if you take where Next Story was stolen from, which was Dig Nation, Kevin Rose and Alex Albrecht. Kevin Rose, multiple startup founder, started dig.com back in the day. Remember when you used to dig articles? He got evacuated from his home. He came back and he had to circumvent authorities and hike through neighborhoods. And he saw a wall of his house and he's like, oh, my house is good. And then none of the rest of the house was there. So, yeah, so it happens. It's affected so many people. So, and sure, like there's plenty of assholes out there that are like, oh, they're Malibu people, they're $1 million, $20 million houses. But just imagine if it was your fucking house, whether you have, $2,000 or $20 million, it's still your shit. And some of that shit's unreplaceable. And
a lot of the insurance companies seem to be trying to get out of paying them or have canceled
Yes,
their stuff,
exactly.
so.
Yes. So definitely go there, support those folks. And, you know, whether you think that people in California are snide assholes, for every neighborhood that was a wealthy neighborhood, there's a neighborhood that they certainly do not have that wealth and they were affected as well. So just please think about reaching out and like I said, it'll be on my link tree. And I keep changing it up to make sure that I'm spreading out. Well, I hope I'm spreading out your charitable donations. But yeah, it's been shit for people out there. And let's just help people out. Let's be the people that we want other people to be, and be good citizens. And you know, take what you're fortunate to have and share it with those less fortunate. So. All right. I want to remind you all you can join us each and every Monday night, at least for right now, at 8 p.m.
Not
Eastern,
guaranteed.
5 p.m. Pacific at youtube.com/tool to play, facebook.com/tool to play, twitch.tv/still got game, still_got_game, kick.com/still got game, and seldom at linktree.com. And on that, why don't we wrap this 2 in a row episode up? I am Derek D. Smooth Nolan.
I'm Chris Selden, 007 Selden.
I'm Ryan Shadow.com Emmerich.
And we'll be back next week, I think.